Okay, so what we've got next is solving trig equation involving multiple trig. So what we just covered there was like single trig functions. Now we're going to be looking at multiple trig functions. So basically what that involves then is literally is multiple trig functions, obviously within the same equation. So we're going to be looking to solve something like this. Now when we solve something like this, what we're looking to do is really tie into our formula sheet and use the fact that we know what sine 2x and what cos 2x are. So obviously this one is sine 2x minus 2 sine x equals 0. So the only thing we know is that sine 2x is 2 sine x cos x. Okay, minus that. Then really think about what do we do whenever we're solving equations. Okay, when we're solving equations, quite often what we need to do is we need to factorise. Okay, so in order to solve this, we're going to need to factorise it. So look for your factorising. You can see here, got a common factor. Okay, so let's take out that common factor. It's going to be a 2 as well. So, don't need an equal sign. So 2 sine x. Okay, take that out, what we're left with? We're left with cos x minus 1. Okay, and then what would you do next, right? We bring them both down. Wee bit of rearranging. Okay, and we're going to think about how we're going to solve these now. These are not fractions. So when they're not fractions, we can think about 0, 1, negative 1, graph. Okay, so a sine graph and a cos graph. Now what's really important in this case is we are dealing with x throughout. Okay, so we don't need to change our boundary. What we do need to do is just check it if our value is included, basically. So 0 and 360 are included in this question. Okay, so where is sine x 0? It's 0 there, there, and there. And where is cos x 1? It's cos x 1 there and there. So on this side, we have 0, 180, and 360. On this side, we have 0 and 360. And obviously, it would depend on the question. If 0 wasn't included, we wouldn't obviously put it down as an answer. So therefore, x is 0. We'll obviously get 0 and 360 twice. Like so. Okay, so there's no need to change our boundary this time because all our equations are involving x. By putting in our formula for our double angle, we just have x's to work with, so there's no need for you to change the boundary. Doesn't happen in this type of question. This question is all about put it in, factorise it, and then we solve it. Okay, what we got here, so we've got solve 6 sine squared x minus sine x minus 2. So there's no sine 2x or cos 2x to sub in, so we'd skip that step, but we think about, right, how are we going to factorise this? Now you can see that this is very, very similar to a trinomial. Okay, so we're actually going to factorise it like we would a trinomial. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it at the side. So we're going to say let, so we have to write this line if you don't want to, sine x. You can call it any letter that you want. I like to call it kind of like a capital X in a way. You call it P, Y, anything you want. So 6x squared minus x. So because it's a trinomial, we're kind of eliminating the sine x's so we can factorise it easier. And then we're going to do it that way. Right, so you can, obviously, any way you want to factorise it. A times C and B, so we have 6 times negative 2, negative 12, and negative 1. So two numbers times to make negative 12, add to give negative 1 is going to be negative 4 and 3. Just going to sub them in. Split it up, common factor. Over there. Okay, so we have 2x plus 1, 3x minus 2. Right, so when we actually sub that back in, that means that we have put your sine x's back in. So 2 sine x plus 1 and 3 sine x minus 2 is 0. Bring them down. Oops. Okay, wee bit of rearranging. Okay, so we have fractions this time, so we're going to solve them like we normally would. Now obviously this one you could do without a calculator technically, because it's an exact value, but the other one's not, so this is a calculator question. Right, so negative sine, so there and there. Beta is sine to the minus 1 of a half, which is 30. So x over here is going to be 180 plus 30, so 210, and 360 minus 30, so 330. We'll do the same over here. Positive sign this time. Sine to the minus 1 of 2 over 3. Which is, I mean, it's 41.8, so roughly 42. So x is going to be 42 and 360 minus 42, so 360. I did the wrong thing. 180 minus 42. Positive sign. There. So our answer, I mean, you don't have to write them in numerical order. I just like to do it. And that's you. Okay, so first one we did use our substitution in for sine 2x. That one we just didn't have to do that, but we factorised it.